What team is currently the Maple Leafs' biggest rival?
Um, I feel like it's a mix between Boston and the Habs, just because I know a lot of Leafs fans out there genuinely just don't like the Habs because of the history of in hockey. Um, I think that it's gonna obviously come down to Boston though, just because of the playoff chemistry that those two teams have had over the last decade, and I think that a lot of people can agree that there's been so much more intensity in the playoffs, and then even more going into regular season as well. That those teams absolutely put on a show every time they step foot on the ice. I think that everyone has their own uh, disturber on the team. Back then, it was Nazem Kadri for us, and on the Bruins, it was Brad Marchand. So that added even more sparks. So I would probably say the Boston Bruins.
I'm just posting this comment because this is my guy Joseph, Florida. I don't think that's right. Um, Such Hockey 101. Interesting take. Tampa Bay. They're what Toronto wants to be, and yeah, I think Toronto's the closest team to what Tampa Bay is. By that I mean built the same. We might not be as skilled, but we're built similarly. Um, my answer for biggest rival of the Maple Leafs. Um, there's recency bias in this if I say Boston, but I'm looking back through history of hockey, and the team I hate most right now is definitely the Boston Bruins. But if I'm just talking about my life, what team I've hated the most, it's definitely the Montreal Canadiens. Looking back at those old brawls between the Canadiens and Maple Leafs way back in the day, long before we were born, but I think the answer has to be Toronto Montreal, the biggest rivalry for the Maple Leafs. It's debatable with recency bias that it could be the Bruins. If we're looking from like 2000 forward, the biggest rivalry is Boston Toronto. But on a grand scale of things, I don't think Bruins fans consider us rivals. I think they just laugh at us. So, yeah, I mean, Toronto Montreal is the biggest rivalry for the Maple Leafs in my opinion.